What is up YouTube? This is AVAULT here, back in today with you guys another new Speed Duel deck profile. And of course you guys who watch the Jurrac Speed Duel deck versus against the Dark Magician Last Gamble Speed Duel match video the other day, you guys are definitely anticipating for this deck profile right here for the Jurracs, and as I promised, showcase you guys right here. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So before we head off, as usual, we're gonna go into our card sleeve review today. You guys probably seen before, as for most of my dinosaur decks, I use the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno card sleeves right here, all the way from OCG, which is extremely cool. And also a quick shout out, or just so you guys know, if you guys are interested in some of these sleeves that I use on the channel, some of them are purchasable in the official AVAULT eBay store, so be sure to check out that link in the description down below. We also ship internationally, worldwide, everywhere, so be sure to check that out once again. And really neat sleeves, really cool, fits very well with the whole theme. So first of all, skill card. The skill we're running is Dino Destruction. You guys seen what it does in the Speed Duel match. If you guys haven't watched the Speed Duel match of this deck in action yet, be sure to check that out. Really fun deck to play with. And basically what it does, it's a new skill that came out in Trials of Kingdom. It basically allows us to make one level 6 or higher dinosaur type monster we have inflict piercing damage once per turn. And we can use this skill every turn of our main phase. And it's just really good. And this works out very well in a lot of matchups as well. It really forces the opponent and pressures them into thinking where they really want to set the monster in defense or summon their monster in attack position, revealing their plans away. Really helps out in creating that kind of pressure. And I really like this skill. It's not super OP or overwhelmingly powerful. It's also not that bad either. It's a very decent skill, and we wanted to just test it out, obviously. So works out pretty good. First of all, we're gonna go with our main Jurrac monsters. We are playing 3 Jurrac Staurikos right here. It's our main, I guess our main staple Jurrac monster we just have to play. It's the only level 4 or lower Jurrac monster we have currently in Speed Duels. I hope more Jurracs do come eventually, which will really help boost up this deck. But this deck, basically, if it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, does it have to be sent to the graveyard? Actually, no, it doesn't have to be sent to the graveyard. Destroyed by battle, special summon 2 Jurrac tokens onto your side of the field. What are those Jurrac tokens are actually for? Well, we're gonna get into it here. Basically, we use them to to tribute summon into our Jurrac boss monsters. So here they are. First of all, we are playing 2 Jurrac Herras, which is like the best combo with this card right here, because normally what you want to do is you want to set this card, Stauriko, bait your opponent into attacking into it, goes to the grave, you can special summon 2 tokens, and with Jurrac Herra's effect, when a defense Jurrac monster you control except for Jurrac Herra is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special this card from your hand or graveyard. Being able to special summon directly itself from your hand is extremely good. A 2300 beater right off there. Even from the graveyard is a really good effect. That's what makes this Jurrac Herra card extremely good. Once again, I have mentioned this in my Speed Duel match duel. It's a quick side note, an advanced tip that you guys know. For Jurrac Stauriko and Jurrac Herra, it's supposedly to miss timing. So the reason is because Jurrac Herra's effect says when right here. And when the card has a when effect, the last thing that has to happen must have to happen. So basically it's saying, like, if a Jurrac defense position Jurrac monster you control is sent to the grave, except for Herra, I mean, it's destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, special summon this card. However, when you set Jurrac Stauriko, or when it's in defense, destroyed by battle, sent to the grave, the last thing for it is not actually being sent to the graveyard. The last thing you're actually doing is special summoning the 2 tokens. So in a normal ruling series, it actually misses timing and you can't use Jurrac Herra. However, Konami has made an official, I guess, executive decision or ruling decision that this is the special case where Jurrac Herra does not miss timing with Stauriko. Honestly, I think they should just change the wording to if instead. It's like if a defense position, so and so. That would have been much better. We have just cleared up this up because it's driving a lot of confusion. And also, just so you guys know that I'm not like just lying or making all this facts up, I will include a link in the description down below explaining this ruling as well. Another side note to keep in mind as well is when the token of the, say, Jurrac Stauriko summons the token, if that token is destroyed, you can't special summon Jurrac Herra. The other reason is because you have to read the card text very carefully. It has to be destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. So what happens to tokens usually? Tokens don't go to the graveyard. When tokens are summoned and removed, they're just gone from the game. They don't belong into the field or a board of anywhere. So you can't use Herra from that effect as well. But overall, the main combo is really good with Jurrac, Herra, and Stauriko, and it only requires one tribute, so it's great. 2300 beater works well. Next, we are playing one Jurrac Tyrannus as well. It's I think it's the strongest Jurrac monster currently. You guys seen it in the Speed Duel match as well. It worked out quite well, got really good stats, and also a stacking effect that just really builds up and make it really strong and powerful and difficult for your opponent to overcome. Next, for the last Jurrac boss monster, right here we're playing Jurrac Spinos, let's just call it Spinos. And its effect is, if this card destroys an opponent monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, special summon one Spinos token, Dinosaur Fire, 300 attack, 0 defense in attack position to your opponent's side of the field. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see this in the Speed Duel match. Since I only played it one-up, we didn't even get to draw into it or see it to play it. But honestly, this card I initially thought was pretty good, where you can, by destroying your opponent's monsters by battle, you can clog up your opponent's field, and it combos very well with Dino Destruction because, you know, they want to leave it in attack position probably since it's got 300 attack. But it really clogs up the field for Speed Duel and making them annoyed so that they can't summon as many monsters. But overall, after playtesting so much, I would honestly just rather add another Tyrannus or another Herra instead. You want to see Herra and Tyrannus as soon as possible usually. This card is just not that great overall, other than its 2600 base stats being the best out of all the Herras and out of all the Jurracs as Jurrac boss monsters. As I have mentioned before, Tyrannus and Herras easily can be overcome, even by like a Blue Dragon Summoner and a Rogue Doll, as you guys saw. So yeah, that rounds us like sort of this Jurrac package right here. We're moving on to next to our standard dinosaur type monsters that we do have to play since you know, there's not enough Jurrac monsters to go around. So we do play 2 Gillosaurus. 2 Gillosaurus is really great because you can combo it with Jurrac Herra in the early game, special summon it, and immediately tribute it to summon Herra. Also, we actually didn't get to see this in the Speed Duel match for it to happen, but it has worked out very well. Gillosaurus is a great early game card overall. Moving on to like a mid-game card, I guess we do play 2 Hyper Hammerheads, which is really good as well, or as even an early game card, honestly. Just standard, one of the best dinosaur staples to have that's level 4 summonable overall into your deck. Next, rounding off the monsters, we are playing one Zombina. Great tech card that can just be involved in almost in any Speed Duel deck currently in the meta. And you know, it's great for floating. You can summon your Staurikos back. You can summon your Hyper Hammerheads back, which is really good. You know, and also extending the combo. You know, Zombina brings back Stauriko in defense. Your opponent will be forced to destroys that Stauriko somehow. You get your 2 tokens, and you can even special summon Herra back as well, which is really good. So that rounds off the monsters right here. There are 12 monsters, I believe. Let me know if I have counted wrong. Moving on to spells, we're actually only playing 1 spell, Tail Swipe. That's it. I kind of tested it. This deck needs to be more back row heavy, and I'll explain to you guys later. But Tail Swipe is a really good tech card to basically just bounce off 2 of your opponent monsters from the field. Great addition from Trials of the Kingdom. Now moving into our traps, we are playing trap heavy, of course, as I mentioned. We're playing 3 Floodgates. Floodgates is just a really good card to play in this deck overall, because you put your opponent's monsters into defense, and then you can use your Dino Destruction to inflict piercing damage. 90% of the monsters in the current meta, their defense stats are lower than the attack stats, so being able to inflict piercing damage is just really good overall. Floodgate is one of the best cards currently in the game as well. So moving on to switching up positions, 2 Kunai with chains as well, just to, you know, help protect your monsters. Once again, you know, increasing their attack is just really good. And then last but not least, we have 2 Windstorms of Itako right here to round it off. I guess 3 of the best traps in the current Speed Duel meta game. So a 20 card main deck to round off right here. And moving into the side deck, I'm gonna be honest, the side deck is really tricky in this current phase right now. You know, since the set just recently came out, everyone's testing new things. It's really hard to predict what to play in their side deck that could be really helpful. So all of you guys, please do keep in mind that the side deck is varies and depends on the current meta, the state of the meta, and your locals or wherever you play. You know, if a lot of people are playing Gravekeepers, for example, in your locals, it makes more sense to side in more Blast Held by Attributes or something like that. If people are playing lots of Blade Knights still, it makes more sense to even side in more Warrior Limbs. But overall, I try to make the side deck as diverse as I could to overcome different scenarios and situations. I think I'm gonna put Jurrac Herra here on top because he's the MVP of this deck. And so yeah, we do play one element source, which is really neat. It works very well. Before the Jurrac supports came in, element source rarely even gets its like 500 attack boost from fire, but there's a lot of fire monsters in here. It's easily a summonable 2000 beater, which is really great. Basically, it's like essentially like the new Blade Knight, I would say. Also, its secondary effect of stopping effects when there's a nerf monster after destroying it by battle. It's just really good. It actually stops Hyper Hammerhead and stuff like that, which is really cool. Next, we do play one Eradicating Aerosol. Of course, we all know the perfectly great Moth, or the Insect Parasite Paranoid Cocoon of Ultra Evolution deck right now is extremely powerful. You do have to run at least one of these to basically counter play against it overall. Next, we are playing one Blast Held by Attribute. Once again, you know, just against Gravekeepers, and you guys also even saw that this deck worked out. I mean, this card worked out very well against that Dark Magician that we played against. It even gave us the game winner, which was unbelievable. So once again, you guys be sure to check out that Speed Duel match through there. One Ready for Intercepting, still a pretty decent card to have just in case, since we do, I personally do play against a lot of warrior type decks in my locals as well, with experience, as well as Amazonas decks are going to come back quite a little bit higher once again, I personally believe. So there are quite a lot of Amazonas decks that I play against as well. So Ready for Intercepting is just also a really great card. Plus, we also have one Dust Tornado. Dust Tornado, self-explanatory, just for some extra back row removal, but mainly actually we use it to destroy any essential spells or traps or field spells even that the opponent has, such as like Daedalus decks. That works out really well to stop their Daedalus nukes. And last but not least, of course, Waking the Dragon to basically counter against those who do play back row removal. And of course, there is an extra deck that comes in with it because we do play Waking the Dragon, but it's very standardized. Most of us know what it is, but I still showcase you guys what it consists of. So we have one Blue Eyes Ultimate, two Arcana Knight Jokers. I personally think this is the better option to have two, just in case, I guess. I mean, we have 6 slots, so let's just fill them up. One Meteor Bee Dragon, and then one Alligator Sword, and as well as one Ryu Senshi to end off our extra deck right here. I honestly recommend everyone to have at least 5 cards, or you know, one of each of these cards in their extra deck currently in all their decks, just so you can help bait the opponent thinking that you're playing Waking the Dragon at any given point of the time of the duel, just so it gives a little bit more pressure and thinking against them. So that's what I definitely highly recommend. But overall, that's the deck profile for you guys. I do want to go explore into this deck more deeply and see if it has more competitive potential. So if you guys do want to probably see a more competitive version down the road, or an optimized version we might call it, be sure to comment down below, let us know. And also depends on how the meta goes, really, honestly. If the meta allows this deck to thrive, then sure. But if this Jurrac, I really hope they get more support. We're still lacking a little bit of support, but it's quite good so far. It's a great start, honestly, I personally think. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this deck profile, be sure to hit that like button. Definitely be sure to subscribe to the AVAULT channel for more awesome Speed Duel content. If you guys enjoyed the Speed Duel content on this channel, be sure to subscribe. It's a great way to let me know that you guys want more of these videos out there, and be sure to click the notification bell. And if you guys haven't seen the Speed Duel match of this deck in action and how viable it is, be sure to watch that video as well. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. And this is AVAULT signing